Robbie's got a gold watch. Don't seem like a whole lot after 30 years of driving up and down the interstate. But Robbie's had a good life, and Robbie's got a good wife.
Hey, hey, everybody. It has been a long time. I mean, a long time. Good googly goo, man. But anyway, I wanted to do a video. I want to let you guys know I'm still kicking. I'm still out here. I'm still trying to make a dollar, man. Trying to make a dollar. It's been really rough, right? I don't know, maybe this past year even. Yeah, 2025 has not been very kind to me. A lot of changes have been going on, not just at Landstar, but in life in general, personal stuff. A lot of stuff I'll probably never talk about in public, and but we can talk about the Landstar stuff. Y'all have heard me hundreds of times, I know, on my videos talk about Katie Bell, my sweet little Katie Bell. She's a agent over here at Landstar. I would put her, oh man, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but she is definitely tied for number one. There's two agencies over here at Landstar that I just enjoy working with, and she is definitely at the top. There's also the CAP agency, EUV, Jeannie and Jason.
Jenny and Jenny. Jenny and Jenny.
They are great people. I love working with them also. Both of them, Jeannie more than Jason, I talk to on the phone a lot. We'll start talking and we'll talk for 25, 30 minutes. And for an agent to just be talking, using up phone time when they need to be doing other stuff, that's a lot. And the same with Katie. Me and Katie will talk for a dadgum hour, man. And they're just good people. Good people. When I book a load with them, I don't have to double check everything to make sure they're not trying to cheat me out of a dollar, you know, because I know they're not going to cheat me. I know they're going to give me the very best that they can give me, and they always do. And they go above and beyond every time I work with them to do the best they can do for me. And that's why I love working with them. I love the conversations, and I do the basic loads with Katie, right? The deli cases, right? Refrigeration units. They go to grocery stores. And with Jeannie, I do the Family Dollar, Walmart stuff. And I do mostly dog food to Walmart, and mostly paper cups, paper plates, stuff like that to Family Dollar. I love the Family Dollar stuff because it's always drop and hook, and it's always light, super light loads. Because paper products like that are really light. The dog food loads are always heavy. I always have to get it reworked. I always end up having to take a little bit off because they put too much on. Those are the worst. But I do them for them because, you know, they're good to me, and I try to work with them and do the best I can for them. But, yeah, they both give me good loads. They both work with me on it. They never get mad at me if I say, hey, the load's too heavy. They're going to have to take some off. Okay, go ahead, do what you got to do. You know, they understand. They know I have an old truck. An old blue, she's been hanging in there, man. Knock on wood. I hope we get a few more miles out of her. We have not done the rebuild yet. The rebuild is coming. We're going to get it done. I'm hoping we get it done before anything catastrophic happens. But we haven't gotten it done yet. I got a few other things I got to take care of first. I'm hoping maybe, I'd love to be able to do it this year, but I don't think it's going to happen in 2025. Most likely it's going to be hopefully 2026, maybe January, February. I hate to do it during when the season starts picking up, things start popping. But we'll have to wait and see. There goes a cool classic, that black one. But we're definitely getting it done. Also, we got to make some decisions when we do the rebuild. Am I going to bore out the block? Because I've had my buddy Matt, he dropped the sleeve. The guy I used to work with over here at Landstar, he's not here no more. A guy named Scott White. He had a classic, but he had the classic with the big, it had to be at least 96 or 132X, somewhere in there. One of those big sleepers, you know. And he did the same thing, less than 200,000 miles, dropped the sleeve. So both of them had one thing in common. Neither one of them had the block bored out, you know. So I don't know if that's going to help or hurt or not make a difference. I don't know. They didn't use the same mechanic, two different mechanics, so you can't blame it on the mechanic. So that's what's got me worried, you know. But we got to get it done. I want to go ahead and replace the turbo. I want to do the bottom of the engine, top of the engine, the cylinders and all that stuff, the liners and all that, pistons, rods. I want to do the bull gears. I want to completely redo the motor. You know, I don't want to just do part of it. And definitely want to put a new turbo on when I do it. I want to put the same kind of turbo on, just a new one. That was the ice maker. That thing's going to die on me for long, I bet you. It keeps making that grunting sound like that. Or that sound, like a gigantic fly or something in the bug zapper. But yeah, hadn't done videos, like I said, just because it takes so much time doing the editing and everything else, and then also finding good content, because basically we're going up and down the road talking about the same stuff, and you hear that rattling back there in the back. I don't know for sure, but I think I might have broke the window. I need to stop. When I stop and get fuel, I'm gonna look at it and see if that's what I'm trying to figure out, what it is that's rattling back there, because I've checked everything I can think of except looking at the window real closely to see if it's loose or something like that. But I'm gonna check that. We're gonna stop in Dodge City, Alabama, there at the Petro, and get fuel. And because when I checked it online, that was the cheapest price between, because we're in Alabama now on I-65. That was the cheapest price on I-65. We're headed up towards Louisville, up to Elizabethtown. And so another thing I wanted to talk about when I wanted to do this video is the mount that I'm using to record this. I found these new mounts and I love them. They you push them down, spin them around, and they have the magnetic ring. So if you have an iPhone, you can just plop it on there and it sticks. And so I like that, man, because then you don't have to worry about maneuvering it to try not to get part of the mount into the shot of the video. As you can see, it's a clear shot. There's no mount or anything in the video. I have a buddy of mine, and I've been watching his videos. Every time he puts one out, bam, I'm right on top of it watching it, because I like listening to him talk about everything that's going on. Sometimes I give him unsolicited advice when I probably should just keep my mouth shut, but he's a good guy. and he's had a rough time at it also. 2025 ain't been a good year completely for him either, I don't think. But he's had a rough time. He got bit by a scorpion. I thought it was Laredo, but it might have been somewhere else. I want to say it was in Texas. I can't remember. But anyway, his legs swole up. He was in the hospital for a little while, and he was out of work for a good little while. And he's finally back at it now, and I'm glad he's doing good again. And but I noticed he had some issues with his mount, trying to find just the right mount to be able to do the video. There is a little bit of shaking going on, not a lot, but a little bit. And I think what it is my dash is not fastened down as good as it should be. But I'm gonna do some more video and later and put it up on the window and see if that works a little better. Being on the window, it'll be a higher up view most likely, and see how that looks. But I do use the wireless microphone, so hopefully the sound is good. That's another thing. I need to send him the links to the microphone and to the. He probably already has a microphone. I don't know, but these mounts, because he would love these mounts. They work so good. And I used them when me and Teresa went to Key West, Florida. She went because she had to work. I went as her chauffeur and / doing a little vacationing for myself while she's working. And so she didn't want to fly. I didn't want her to fly. And so driving from Tallahassee all the way down to Key West is a good little ride. But we did it, and it wasn't that big a deal. And had a pretty good time, ate some really good food, and saw iguanas, manatees, pelicans, all kind of different bird species that are around the water. She has an app on her phone that identifies them. And we also saw the coolest thing ever. They are called Key, K-E-Y, Key deer, D-E-E-R, like deer. But these are like miniature deer, right? So, like you have an Australian Shepherd, full-size, big Australian Shepherd, you know, and then you have a mini Aussie, like Ducky. Ducky's kind of not quite a full mini, small mini. He's like a little bit bigger than a mini. Well, these Key deer are mini deer. They're not much bigger, or right around the same size as, say, a 50 or 60 pound dog. You know, they're about the size of a little bit smaller, maybe about, let's see, a boxer. They're about the size of a boxer bulldog. They're not that big at all. Maybe a smidge bigger than a boxer, but there were some of them that were actually at the same size or smaller. And you find them down there in Key West. And they're on the endangered list, I think, maybe. But I know for sure you cannot touch them and you cannot feed them. Why they won't let you feed them, I understand it. They want them to be independent. But there ain't nothing down there for them to eat, man. There ain't a whole lot of grass. There ain't a whole lot of stuff down there for them to eat. If I lived in one of those little neighborhoods back there where the deer are known to be, I'd be spreading out corn everywhere. I'd be like, y'all come on up in here and eat. I'll feed y'all. Hell, I feed the deer around my house, you know, because I like to watch them, you know. I don't want to mess with them. I don't want to sit there and pet them like they're a dog or anything, but I like watching them and the way they move around and stuff. But I didn't see any that had antlers, but they were real small. They're the cutest little things, you know. And they were just laying there next to the fence at a house. You know, it's like a chain link fence around the front yard of the house. And they were just laying there like they were the pets or whatever in that house. And we drove by and I saw them. I told Teresa, I said, look, there they are. And we got some pictures of them. I'll try to find some pictures and post them in here. But they're the coolest little deer, man. So, but yeah, I like the mount. It's a really good mount. We was able to get some good footage. I drove around Key West while she was doing her work stuff, and got some good pictures and videos of the wood, of the water, you know, and just the scenery down there. The old town downtown, you know, a lot of roosters and chickens, and not out in the country. They're in the city, man. We stopped at Dunkin' Donuts so Teresa could go in and get some coffee. And when we drove up, there was a rooster on the table out front of the Dunkin', and the girl was out there feeding it donuts or something. And I'm like, look at that, him feeding the daggone rooster on the table. So Teresa went up there to get a picture, but the rooster jumped down just so she got a picture. So I dropped Teresa off. The morning before, we had omelets, and they were kind of big. We didn't eat it all, so we had some left over, and we were going to heat it up and have it for breakfast that morning, the next morning. And so Teresa didn't eat hers. She wasn't feeling good, didn't want to eat it and get sick. So still in the truck, you know. I'd already ate mine, and so I'm at the gas station, and this I'd already dropped her off, and this rooster standing there like, "What? You gonna get in the truck?" I don't think so. So I'm having a conversation with the rooster, like, "Come on, man, let me in my truck. Come on now. Them some pretty tail feathers you got there."
You get something to eat? You hungry? You gonna let me get in the truck? Is this your truck or my truck? You gotta let me in the truck. Come on now. I don't got nothing to eat. You want an omelet? I got some omelet in there I'll give you. I don't know what else to tell you. You gotta back off. I gotta get in my truck. You got some pretty tail feathers. I like them tail feathers. What you thinking? There's a KFC down the street. You better watch out. You gonna let me get on by? All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. All right, I appreciate it. You're a good rooster. You gotta be a rooster with tail feathers like that.
So I get in the truck, and then I remembered I needed to go inside and get my lottery, because I wanted to buy the lottery down in Key West. Nobody ever wins in Havana, Florida, up north where we live, but you hear about people winning down in South Florida all the time. So I was like, I'm going to buy my tickets while I'm down in South Florida. I got a better chance of winning. So I went back in to get my tickets. When I come back out, there's a couple chickens over around the truck. So I grabbed Teresa's omelet and threw a little bit of it out. I know the weirdness of that, right? Eggs, feeding them to a chicken. They will eat them, trust me. They'll eat just about anything. So they don't like mushrooms. Well, Teresa had mushrooms in her omelet, and they didn't eat the mushrooms. But so I tossed the, broke it up and kind of tossed the pieces out. Next thing I know, there's like 5 chickens, a couple roosters, some hens. So I got some video of that, and I took video of that basically just to show Teresa what happened to her omelet. Because I didn't think she'd believe me if I told her. So yeah, I'll try to find some of all this stuff and put it in there. And the iguanas.
Yes, reptile. Ron's reptile bowl.
I heard iguana tastes pretty good.
Is that chicken, maybe?
What was it? It was some movie we saw that on where they were eating iguana. Oh, it was Crocodile Dundee. There's another one. Holy crap. Yeah. That's a big one too, ain't it?
It's a black spiny tail one. Yeah.
He's like, that's right, I'm bad.
Got some stuff of that. I don't know if you can see the manatees. It's hard to see the manatees in the video because they're underwater, but the water was pretty clear. You can see them a little bit if you look close enough, and you got a big enough screen. But yeah, we got saw the manatees and stuff. But yeah, we had a good time, and so that's it for me. This ain't no lie, because I had to get some work done on the truck, and so I got home. I wasn't supposed to be home until Thursday afternoon, but I got home Wednesday night because I got unloaded that afternoon, Wednesday afternoon in Orlando, and I just deadheaded on home, you know. They weren't supposed to unload me until Thursday morning, but he's like, yeah, we'll go ahead and unload you today if you want to. And I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. So they unloaded me. Boom, I took off, got to the house. And then I got up Thursday. I went and bought a new fifth wheel. And I got pictures and stuff of that. We'll post that. Got that put on. And I had an issue with DOT in Tennessee at the scale house on I-65. It's the first scale house you come to when you leave out of Alabama going into Tennessee. And they pull me in. I'm talking to my best friend on the phone. We've been best friends since second grade. I'm talking to him on the phone. Damn, they're pulling me in. And I'm practically empty. I got a super light load. It's those deli cases I did for Katie. And I was on my way up. Oh, man, where was I taking those deli cases? Man, I can't even remember now. It's been so long. Anyway, so I get there, and they pull me on the scale. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Why even have weigh and motion scales if you're going to pull me on the damn scale and I'm practically empty? So I'm sitting there for a minute, and I told my buddy, I said, they're fixing to pull me over and inspect my truck. I said, I bet money. Sure enough, as soon as I said it, bam, day one. I pull over there, you know, and I got off the phone with him and did everything I needed. They told me to do. Pulled in, showed them my paperwork, showed them my logs. They got up under the truck, checked the brakes, and checked the lights, and checked the horns, you know, all that stuff. And told me to pull around and park in the parking lot. And he comes back out there, and he walks up to the truck. And as soon as he walked up to the truck, I look at him and I said, excuse me. I said, so what are you putting me out of service for? And he said, oh, so you know you have a problem. And I said, no, I don't know that I have a problem, but I know you're not going to pull me in here, go through all of this charade, and not get me for something. You're going to do it because you got to look good. You got to make it look like you're doing your job. So what are you going to put me out of service for? You know, well, I checked your slack adjusters. He didn't even bother arguing with me because he knew I was telling the truth. So I checked all your slack adjusters, and 2 of them are not keeping up with the wear on your brake shoes. Well, obviously this man does not know jack squat, because those brake shoes were maybe at the most 3 weeks old. Maybe 3 weeks old. I had just put on brand new brake shoes and new brake drums on the front. All new brake shoes all the way around. but new drums on the front. The drums on the back were good. The slack adjusters, the dadgummit, I'm having a brain fart. Brake chambers, the brake chambers were all good. Everything's good, right? The ABS is working. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Those slack adjusters are less than 14 months old, maybe a year at the most. So he's telling me that it's 2 inches. It's out of tolerance. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. So what do you want me to do? And he goes, well, he said either you can fix it or you can have a mechanic come and fix it. So I called a mechanic. I said, but before I did that, I said, so once the mechanic fixes it, do you want me to come back in and have you verify the repairs are done? Oh, no, you can just go. Oh, I can just go. As soon as the repair is done, I can just go. You don't need to verify that it's been properly fixed. Wow, that must be something very serious for you to put me out of service, but you don't need to even check to verify that the work has been done. Just go. What the actual F, man? Come on. You putting me out of freaking service, but you're not going to verify that the work is even done? It must not be that freaking important. If you're going to cut me loose and just let me go, assuming that it's been fixed. That's what I'm telling you people. This is total BS bull crap. If it's that important, he should want to verify that it's been done, because it's that freaking important. He don't want me to pull out there and kill nobody, right? Come on, people. Wake up. DOT, FMCSA are out of control. They are drunk on power. So the mechanic comes out there and he goes, I really didn't see anything wrong with them. He said I adjusted it a little bit, but it wasn't really, I just did it because, I got to do something. I pay him $180. And so I went ahead right then, started, this was Friday afternoon. Saturday, I bought 2 slack adjusters. That's all they had was those 2. So I bought those 2 slack adjusters. They had it at the Freightliner place. Then a couple of days later, I got a load. I'm on my way down to Slidell. I called ahead. They had 2. I got 2 more there. So I picked up 4 slack adjusters altogether. Sent Landstar. Within 12 hours, I sent Landstar the citation, the out of service citation he gave me. I also sent them the copy of the bill where the mechanic had signed off on it, made the repairs, everything was good. And then on Monday, when I had all the slack adjusters, I sent them the receipts showing where I had bought slack adjusters and I was going to replace them. But I'm not going to do it on the road unless it's an emergency. I'm going to do it when I get back to my mechanic down in Mariana. I go to Philip for all my repairs because I trust Philip. Philip has always been great for me. He's always, anything I need done, Philip will do it. He is a great mechanic. He knows his brakes, backwards and forwards. Anything on my truck, short of rebuilding the motor, he can pretty much do. He replaced my 5th wheel. He's the one that put the slack adjusters on less than a year ago. That's how I know they're good. There's nothing wrong with the freaking slack adjusters. So I get home. Went Thursday, got my, like I said, got the 5th wheel and everything. And then Friday, first thing early Friday morning, went over to Mariana. Philip was already there waiting on me when I got there, like 7 in the morning? Because we had a lot of work to do. So first thing we did was the 5th wheel. Went ahead and got the 5th wheel done. And then we went to work on the slack adjusters. And I told Philip, I said, before you touch that slack adjuster, before you put one wrench on it, I want you to check it to see if it's out of tolerance, if it's breaking the law, if it's illegal in any way. He gets under there, he checks it, he takes pictures for me and gives them to me. He said, here's the pictures. texted them to me. I'll show y'all the pictures. He measured it 1 5/8. You're allowed up to 2 1/4. I think that's right. I know it's at least 2 inches. Anyway, I was well within tolerance. Well, the mechanic made the repair there at the scale, Rob. Okay, yeah, he did, supposedly. So I told Philip. Philip says, man, if he made adjustments on those slack adjusters, and those slack adjusters are bad, he said, as soon as you got going down the road, started using your brakes, within a couple of hours, they would be out of tolerance again. He says, surely, because this was like over a week and a half, at least a week or more. He said, over a week's time, he said they'd be well out of tolerance back to where they were. He said, ain't nothing wrong with those slack adjusters. He said, all your slack adjusters are working like they're supposed to. All your brakes are within tolerance. Everything looks good. There's nothing wrong with your brakes. The chambers, the slack adjusters, the shoes, the drums, it's all good. Nothing is wrong with them. I sent all this to Landstar, including the receipt where Philip did the work. He replaced all the slack adjusters. He made notes in it saying what he did. Everything was done. Sent it all to Landstar. And I told Landstar, I said, look, a Landstar approved DOT inspector, which is what Philip is. He's approved by Landstar to do inspections on their trucks. Has certified that the slack adjusters on my truck, before he took them off, were in perfect working condition. Now, here's pictures that show that they're within tolerance. You can do with this information what you want to, but you are a multi-billion-dollar company. I would hire the very best lawyers, and I would tear DOT a new one. I would tear their ass apart. If I was worth multi-millions even, but especially a billion-dollar company, I would hire the best lawyers. I'd take all this data, I'd take the mechanic's sworn testimony, and I'd go in there and I'd say, prove to me that those brakes were bad. How in the hell can you prove it? You can't. Those brakes were not out of tolerance. Even get the mechanic that fixed it up there in Tennessee. Call his ass in there and have him testify. Because he was the first person to touch him after the DOT officer did. And then I'd ask the DOT officer, if it was that big a deal that you had to put him out of service, why would you just let him go without verifying that the repairs were actually even made? That makes no sense. I'll give you the fact the mechanic didn't sign off, so he's putting his name on it, saying that the repairs are made. Maybe that's good enough. I don't know. It's not for me. If I was a DOT officer, I'd want to verify that the mechanic knew what he was doing and repairs were actually made. If it's a life and death important thing. Anyway, this is an example of what I'm telling you people. FMCA, DOT are out of control. They are drunk on power. They are just out here with their boot on the neck of all of us truckers, choking us out, man. I'm out here killing myself trying to make a living so I can support myself, support my wife and my family. I'm not asking the government for one damn dime. I'm not asking you for nothing. All I'm asking is that you stop trying to choke me out. Please let me do my job. I put over $70,000 last year into preventative maintenance, parts, labor, all of that stuff on this truck, man. I spent more money on maintenance and repairs than I spent on diesel fuel in 2024 because of the Katie Bell loads. I did all those layover loads, so I didn't use a lot of diesel last year, 2024. Anyway, and my truck may look old, may sound old, but it is solid. When Philip does a PM on my truck, changes the oil, the filters, greases everything up for me and everything, he goes over this truck from the bumper to the tail lights, checks everything. Checks air leaks, he checks for any kind of other leaks. He checks to make sure my brakes are good. He does a full inspection on my truck every time he does the service on my truck, which is about once a month. If there's anything wrong, we fix it right then. I don't say, well, I'll try to get to it when I can. No, I fix it right then. And it's not a patch. It's a replacement or a complete fix. I don't patch shit. I fix it. I replace it. I do what I have to do to keep this truck legal and running in good condition. DOT sees it. It's a giant bullseye. They think they're going to get one. You know, we got this guy. Look at that old truck. It's probably raggedy as hell. Yeah, no, it's not. It's actually in very good shape. Yes, it needs a motor rebuild. Yes, it's leaking a little bit of oil. But it's not like leaking. Because I asked Philip about that. He goes, no, man. He said, this thing, he said, if I set for 7 days. During that 7 days time, it leaked out about the size of a $50 piece in about 3 or 4 different places. And that was it. It didn't leak out a big puddle. So it's not like pouring oil out. It's just a little drip here and a little drip there. It's not pouring oil. So I don't want to hear no bull crap about my truck's not in good shape, because it is. And it just pisses me off that I do all this. I go out of my way to try to keep my truck in good shape. And then DOT just comes in there and just runs right over me like I'm not even there. It's bullcrap. I wish to God I had a way to talk to Sean Duffy, Secretary of Transportation, to talk to the president or somebody and say, hey, look, you got to do something about FMCSA and this DOT crap. They are out of freaking control, man. Especially the one thing that gets me and really pisses me off is like the time when they looked at my airlines and there were some scuff marks on the airlines. And they're like, oh, got to put you out of service. You got scuff marks on your airlines. What the hell are you talking about? How in the hell do you have airlines behind your truck bouncing around and there's no scuff marks on them? They're not wearing in one spot and it's down to like halfway worn through or nothing. It's like scuff marks, like you dropped them on the ground or something. It's not, it's crazy, man. And then the officer that did that was in South Carolina. And then the other officer that I went and talked to about it showed him the same airlines. I took them off my truck because I bought brand new ones. I don't F around. I replaced them, put brand new ones on. But the old ones I took off, I showed them to the police officer, DOT guy in Florida. He looks at them, he goes, no, man, ain't nothing wrong with these. He said, those little scuff marks, he said, honestly, that's up to the discretion of the officer. Bam! There you go. Discretion of the officer. That is bullcrap. I want black and white law. And I want somebody that's out here driving, somebody that knows what the actual F they're talking about to be making these rules and regulations and laws, not some bureaucrat sitting on his ass behind a desk that don't know jack crap about driving a truck. And I'm sick and tired of us being held to a standard that is unobtainable unless you drive a brand new truck. And these roads are beating the actual F out of our trucks, man. I ain't lying, these roads are so bad, they're just tearing up tires, suspensions. I mean, the roads are incredibly jacked up. They should have to get out here and drive around on these freaking roads and get their butt in here to a truck and ride for a week. Their ass would be so sore from bouncing up and down that they would be like, we got to get these damn roads fixed, because it is that bad. They want us to be held to a higher standard than they are holding themselves when it comes to roads. The trucks have to be road worthy. The roads do not have to be truck worthy, worthy of you driving on them or whatever. It's a double standard, and it is ridiculous. Dang, that's a nice Mustang. And I'm sick and tired of it, man. Anyway, that's what 37-minute rant from yours truly. But there's some other stuff I want to talk about. I'll probably have to make another video because this is already stretched out way too long. I think, I got a little bit less than a quarter of a tank. We're almost to Birmingham. I'm going to try to make it on up to Dodge City and get fuel up there because I hate that TA in Birmingham. It's a little TA Express. It used to be a Pilot back in the day, and they converted it to a TA Express. But, so now I no longer go through any scale houses unless there's just no other way around it. I go around them. I sit and wait for them to close. I do whatever I have to do to not go through any scale weigh houses because I don't trust DOT. They are not trustworthy anymore. I know what you're saying. There's some bad ones and there's some good ones, I know, but I don't know which are which until they're up under my truck and they're putting me out of service. So I'm not gonna take a chance on getting a good one or getting a bad one. I'm just going to avoid them altogether. And I know that sounds unrealistic, but so far I've been doing a pretty good job of it. For the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks since that happened, I have not gone across any scales. I've gone around them. I've gone sat there down the road and waited, watching Trucker's Path, waiting for them to close, then take off. But I'm not going to put myself at that kind of risk anymore than I have to. If there's no other way around it, then I absolutely have to go through there for time reasons or whatever, then of course I'll have to do it. Take a chance. But I'm going to do my best to not put myself in that situation. And I'm just going to have to start going around them. Even if I have to drive 30, 40, 50 miles out of route, I don't care. It's more important for me to avoid, because I can't keep being their punching bag. I can't keep being their piñata. I'm out of candy. There's no more to get out of me when you bust me open. Next time you bust me open, I'm going to be busted into the poorhouse, selling my truck, out of business, kaput. And I'm tired of being, I feel like I'm being picked on. I know that sounds stupid to say it, but I don't know how else to explain it. All I know is my truck is good. I get it checked. I get it inspected. And then some a-hole. And I still don't know what the hell he was even measuring. I don't even know if he could see what he was doing. I didn't see any light, unless there's lights down there underneath the truck that he has or something. But I didn't see anything. But anyway, so that's what's going on. Damn, there's a Camaro with a busted in windshield. But I'm going to do my best to try to put out a video and talk to you guys. And because there's something that happened this morning. I picked up a load in Dothan, Alabama on my way up to Elizabethtown, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And something unique happened when I pulled up over there to pick up my load. And I want to tell you guys about it because it kind of goes with something else that I want to talk to you guys about. And so it'll kind of mesh good together with what happened, with what I want to talk about. And so, like I said, we'll save that for another video because we're already over 40 minutes on this one. But anyway, that's what's going on. I hope you guys have not given up on me. And y'all still hanging around. And I'm gonna try my best because I'm looking at getting a new iPhone. Teresa's already got the new iPhone 17. I still have the old iPhone 14, and so I'm thinking about I'm gonna probably go ahead and upgrade to the 17. And so hopefully that thing, you can get it with 2 terabytes, man. That is awesome. If I can get that baby with 2 terabytes, heck yeah. I'll be able to then do some recording in, not worry about space on my phone and stuff. But anyway, I thought I would make a quick video that turned into a long video because you know I like to talk. And another thing is I'm hooked on Tulsa Kings. Does anybody else watch Tulsa Kings? I love that show, man. Sylvester Stallone, Tulsa Kings is awesome. That is such a cool show, man. It's just Sylvester Stallone in general. He's such a good actor. He's a brilliant writer, director, actor, producer. He can do it all, man. And he's even doing the Tunnel to Towers thing with Frank Sellers. And Frank Sellers went to the set where they filmed Tulsa Kings and met with Sylvester Stallone, and they did a commercial for Tunnel to Towers with Sylvester Stallone. And at the end of the commercial, Sylvester Stallone goes, "Hey, we gotta keep punching." And I'm like, "What? You stole my line, dude. That's my line. You stole my line." Sylvester Stallone is out there stealing my lines, man. What the hell? Do I even get an honorable mention in the credits or something? Daggum. Anyway. So that's going to be the end of the video. Sylvester Stallone. Y'all stay safe. Don't give up. Don't quit. Keep moving forward. Avoid DOT. You cannot trust them. And keep punching.
And keep punching. And keep punching.